Hello guys, how are we doing and welcome back to the channel. Today's video brings you yet another call out guide so you can load into Red Card, this time knowing exactly how to communicate effectively with your team. Make sure you share this video with your friends and your team to make sure that when you load into Red Card next time you know exactly how to communicate properly, and yeah, it'll be like a constant UAV up in the air with everyone communicating perfectly. If this video is a little bit confusing and hard to remember, don't worry. There is a guide from the sort of a bird's eye view perspective of the map, which you can find in my Discord, which is linked down below. In there as well are guides to Protocol, Skyline, Vault, and Vorkuta, and there are also video of those down in the same playlist this is part of, but they're also all my recent uploads as well. So if you want to see the guides to those, feel free to check them out on the channel as well. Before we get into it, I just want to say there's going to be tons more guides coming to the channel. There's call outs for a couple of other maps coming. There's going to be spawn guides, hardpoint guides, S&D guides, everything you can think of that will hopefully give you the edge for when ranked play drops in the next month or so. I'm not entirely sure when it's meant to drop. It's meant to drop in season 1. But if that's, if that sort of thing interests you, make sure you sub to the channel. It's free and you will get notified when I upload more juicy content. So without further ado, let's kick it off with the call outs. As we go through, as I say, you can go to my disc and pull up the map so it's a little bit easier to read. But we're just going to be basically going through and identifying what we call what. So this general area down here is called garage. This room is called vending, just because of the vending machines, and it also says it at the top on my compass. I don't know if you guys can see that in yellow at the very top there. So this room, vending, back there, garage, ambulance if someone's sat on this heady. We're going to move around the map anti-clockwise. You've then got blue SUV if someone is sat on here. This is called ATM, so there's a hard point in there which you're going to get onto in a second, and a lot of times people play like this, cruddy a little bit around these angles like so, and this area here is just called ATM because the ATM machine, so super straightforward. I'm going to try and make these comms logical so that they're easy to call out and you won't have to remember very distinct and obvious things. So yeah, ATM. We then have a lift or elevator, depending on what we want to call it. Eskies are this, and then this moves us into spiral, which is these stairs, and it's because it's almost like a spiral staircase going up. But you could also call this one P3 because this is exactly where P3 is. So it's up to you. You can call this spiral or P3 stairs. It's completely your choice. Both are the same amount of syllables, but I like to call it spiral just because it makes a lot more sense. And then this pulls us back out onto street. So if you're after a really vague comm for this general area, it is street. But then for more precise comms, if someone's sat behind this, you can say red SUV, bus for this, black van is there. So it's basically say what you see, but yeah. We then have phones. So a lot of the time people have sat here either challenge top or just sat here waiting for a freak around the corner. So that would be called telephone or phone, whatever you want to say, but phone is obviously less syllables, so it's quicker to say. Moving further down street, this brings us to green SUV. Thankfully, they've made them all different colours for this purpose, I hope. So green SUVs here. We then have police, which is just this general area. I know there's another ambulance here, but this general area, if you communicate police to your team, it's gonna, it's gonna be there. Okay, that's where they're gonna know, so they're gonna know exactly where they're coming from. That is stage. If they're underneath, which is a nice little wrap route you can do underneath, it's understage. It's fairly self-explanatory, but you could also call that one P4, but stage P4 is absolutely fine. We then have two sets of stairs. You can either just say steps, but it's confusing to know which one's which. So S1 and S2 for those comms. Obviously, if you don't speak English, it will be something else like S, I don't know. But yeah, S1, S2, and then we have 3 hedges here, you'll notice. So 1, 2, and 3. So that's H1, H2, H3, because all of these is a head glitch, which you probably have found out already. But yeah, H1, H2, H3, so you can identify just how easy, identify exactly what hedge the enemy team's on. You could say close hedge, far hedge, mid hedge, if you prefer. But if you want universal, no matter what side you're on, it's H1, H2, H3 for that. A lot of times people like to sit at the bottom here, so you could say globe, and that's because there is a globe there. That's fairly straightforward. Moving around, this takes us to P2, which is this general region in here, but you could also call this hot dog, the hot dog stand. This is goal, because it is a goal. If you're in football or soccer, whatever you call it, that is a goal, so that's what we call that. This is called fork. So if someone sat behind here on a heady or, you know, on top of it, you call this fork or forklift if you want to say unnecessary syllables, but that's fork. This is dark because it's a little bit dingy in here. And then this whole area pretty much is CAF. So this is a little cafe bistro sort of thing, but CAF has been used in many CODs recently. So CAF is what we will call this one today. And then, so yeah, if they're on these stairs, it's just CAF stairs, fairly self-explanatory. Oftentimes, if the hill is active down here, a lot of people come up here, and you because there's this little merch shop, you can call this merch. So if you say, oh, he's up merch, this is exactly where they mean if anyone communicates to you, okay? So this general area here, as well as this catwalk sort of area here, is called merch. Nice and easy. Moving all the way back round to CAF, we then go into trophy. So this general area is called trophy. So if you know they're spawning trophy, it means they're coming from this direction. It's called that because of this thing here. If they're specifically in certain areas, this is info. This is a really nice heady, but this is called info. You've then got B Eskies, and the reason it's called B Eskies is because there's the B bomb site is, I believe, down here somewhere. Yeah, it's at the bottom of these steps, just there. So the B bomb site is there. So the Eskies, if someone says Eskies, they mean the other one, but B Eskies is this one just here. And again, this whole room is trophy. Before we go around there, I'm going to go through middle first. We're going to do a little bit of an S shape. So up here is called red, and it's called that because of the red carpet, and it's very red up here. So if anyone's beaming you from up here, you can communicate, okay, they're in red or top red, absolutely fine. This is red window, red ladder, and then we're back down to mid. If someone sat on this heady, it's flowers. It's quite a hard heady to kill people off if they sit on it properly, but this is flowers. This general region, this whole hall is called lobby. And then you've got tickets. And then tickets can either be this one or that one. They're both tickets. So in order to make them separate, it's T1, T2. Really nice and straightforward. This area here is P1. That's where the first hard point finds itself. And then these are P1 doors. Now, these ones are a little bit weird. You could call it D1, 2, and 3 if you would like. But again, you can go far door, P1 door, close doors. People know what you're saying, but there's obviously doors everywhere. So D1, 2, and 3 for those callouts if you like. So yeah, as I say, T1, this is called TV because it's where they control the television, I guess, from, and the broadcast. And it's got a couple of TVs in it. So that's TV. This is T2, and this takes us almost back to the beginning, but not quite. You then have yellow, which is up here. So we're going up yellow ladder now. And the reason it's called yellow is because that's red, so it's nice to just make this a color. And there's not much color here, so we're going to call it yellow because the lighting is generally yellow. So yeah, as I say, the yellow window is here. Yellow ladder, top yellow is literally just like so. This is often somewhere people sit, and this is called pillar, just because it's a massive pillar. Hope that makes sense. We then come back to Eskies, which takes us down to garage and vending. So we're going to cut out that bit a little. This is upper stand, so if anyone's up here, there's not much cover, so I'm not sure why they would be, unless they're here. Upper stand is the communication for that. Down there is L, because if you look at the minimap, it's in the shape of an L. We then have two sets of cameras. So C1, C2 to be really precise, but you could say close or near, close or far camera, it's up to you, but C1, C2 if you want really specific callouts. This general region is called P5, it's the last hard point on this map. Back to TV. We then have office, which is in here, it's a general office. And then we have fax, is this tiny room because there's a little printer machine there, but printers is 2 syllables, we want it to be 1, so this is fax. So office, fax, this takes us back out to C1. And then there's this very specific area around here where the seats are a little bit more plush. Now, I honestly think this is where the players sit, but this is called VIP. So if someone says, oh, they're in VIP, it means they're all the way down here on these really nice, luscious, very important person seats. So through these doors takes us to club. So this whole room you could call club. If you want to be really vague and communicate very vaguely, but specifically this lower region is called diner because there's dining tables. Upper region is called bar, so if they're here it's bar, and then if they're in the corner, fountain, because there's a chocolate fountain, like chocolate caramel, God knows. Fountain, and then that takes us back through to office. There is one communication that I haven't said, and it's this little in-cut, this little area here. And we like to just call this short because it's a cut through. If someone says, "Oh, they're challenge short," it means they're just, they're going to be around here somewhere. Okay, and that pretty much covers the entire map. So we go back through bar, through trophy, past info, past BS skis, back to CAF, and yeah, we're back here. I think that covers the entire map. I'm just having a look at my reference to make sure I haven't missed anything. I don't think I have. But if there is anything you want further clarification on, leave a comment down below. Check out the guide on Discord, and I'll see you in the next one. Ciao for now.